baseball and softball topics of hitting, particularly pitch recognition. Today, we're really excited because we're going to be talking to Bat Geer, big home run hitter, the 80s and 90s. We are going to be talking about a range of topics today because Rob, we met at the ABCA, that's the American Baseball Coaches Association conference in Chicago this past January, 2022. And we started talking because we just happened to be neighbors at the ABCA convention this year. And we realized we got a lot in common in terms of the approach we're using to develop hitters, but we're approaching it from different angles. Obviously at uHIT, we're focused on the vision side of things, how to get you to recognize pitches better. And the brain is the central element really that separates what we do and how we train the brain to make you recognize pitches better. But the approach that Bat Geer is doing with Bat Geer is something that really resonated with us, because what Rob's doing is he's engaging a hitter's hands on a kinesthetic level. And what we mean by that is kind of like how the brain recognizes how your body is connected. And Rob's going to talk a lot more about that, about how your body's connected to the bat itself. So I want to introduce Rob, and he'll tell us a little bit more about Bat Geer to start off, and then we're going to get into a little more of his background, kind of his legendary status amongst sabermetrics community, true outcomes. And Rob, why don't you take it away? Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, and tell us a little bit about Bat Geer.
Thanks, Jason. I'm excited to be here, and I really enjoyed having you as our neighbor in Chicago. I thought that whole show was a lot of fun, and it was great meeting you guys. And that was probably only the third time that visually it's been out seen by the public. The other one was the MLB Network, and we've had some other TV things. So I'm excited to talk today. Excuse me. You and I have talked a couple times, and hearing you talk about hitting and things that you brought up, I know that you know about hitting, and there's so many different tangibles to becoming a good hitter. And how we started this is I have t-shirts made, and it says, "Do as I say, not as I did." So my style of hitting is not something that, I've taught thousands and thousands of players, whether it be a major league hitting coach in Chicago or the hitting coordinator for the Padres. I was in charge of 300 players. I never ever talk about hitting the ball in the air. I try to talk about using the whole field, understanding a two-strike approach, and having the shortest possible swing you can have. Mm-hmm. Because you're trying to get the bat, which this part is the barrel, obviously. You're trying to get the barrel down to the ball as short as possible. And when this starts happening, I break connection, my swing's long, or I start casting out and around. So when you're talking about hitting, and all the great hitters, all great hitters stay towards the middle of the field, and they stay through the ball. And that's what Bat Geer, that's what we developed this for.